Let's keep the trend going here on the book review list while the iron is hot, as they say. This is easily one of my top 5 other works that I've read, maybe even a top 3. This is the hardcover standard edition of The Devil's Supper by Shani Oates, Anathema Publishing. A very, very well bound book, just like The Dancing Sorcerer, which just came out. This one came out a couple of years ago now, but equally as impressive. As we open up the book, we can see these red, almost fabric-like feeling end papers. The Lucifer Lux Mundi artwork. I actually have a canvas print of this in my office. Maybe I'll do an artwork video one day. The Devil's Supper, just some more details about the book, 2017. So yeah, 3 years ago now. Give you an idea of the table of contents for this book. It's broken down into different sections, and really it's about Satan, different cultures' ideas of Satan, the belief of Satan, other names, matters of theology, heresy, and evil. Chapter 4. Really, Chapter 1 and Chapter 4 were some of my favorites in the origin section. And then, really, pretty much all of this. Just like other books by Anathema, it's just one chapter after another of really good material. Chapter 5, The Maverick Anti-Hero, that one stands out to me. The Grand Sabbath in Chapter 9 goes into a lot of the lore and history of what, I guess, alleged witches and witch hunters would have thought of the Grand Sabbath. Demonology, Chapter 11. Again, it goes on to Chapter 12 and really goes on to fully flesh out the idea. And this whole book is what it's about. And there's the preface there if you wanted to pause it and take a look. There's just so much material with art scattered throughout. The pages are a nice creamy color, so it's very easy to read. Very well chosen text. And again, just this first section really captures the essence of what this book is about and holds your attention. And again, just the way that it's presented goes into a lot of some of the other names for the devil mentioned in the Bible. Demons and use of goats. And it even talks about, of course, there's the Garden of Eden, but it even talks about Moloch, the offerings that would have been made to him. I believe this is where it talks about Azazel. Fun fact, this is actually probably only occult book, because I've read so many and I get them so often. This is probably the only book that I've actually read twice, just because there's so much there, and it really kind of stuck with me, and I was kind of in a drought for a little bit waiting for new books, so I picked this up again and started reading through it a second time. This book also goes through where we get the idea of Satan being a horned human/goat creature with a tail, and where all that started. 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse, more details there. And going back to my other videos, I'm not saying I completely agree with everything in here. Some of it is correct, some of it is error, but it is still a very interesting read. And it really gets into the idea of how other people might see Satan. There's a lot of people out there who believe that Satan is in us, he's a part of us, or it's just a metaphor for our darker side or our negative side, which isn't the case. He's a real spiritual being, but again, this kind of helps show the different views that people might have on the subject. If I remember correctly, Again, because I read so many, they all kind of go into one giant book now. But if I remember correctly, it, obviously right there it talks about some of the trials, the witch trials, different demons, and just really everything you could think of, even stuff that I didn't think necessarily would be included in the subject matter, is woven very well into this book throughout the pages. And it talks about the conclusion, about the book. So you can still get The Devil's Supper. You can get this very copy on Anathema's website still. There was also a leather special edition, which I think was about twice as much, but that has since sold out. But this one is still available. I think it's about $60, $65. You might be able to find it secondhand elsewhere. But this is a book I definitely recommend for people that are interested on the subject matter and just kind of want to dive in and learn more. So I hope you enjoyed.